I am like baseball hatting today. I have a podcast interview later today locally.
Awesome.
So I'm going to have to zhuzh. Ew. It means I'm going to have to wear
Yeah.
like nice pants or something because people will be able to see them
Oh,
because I
okay.
think they videotape them
Perfect.
for YouTube.
Awesome.
Of course, right? It's called OWL,
Yeah.
OWWLL, and it's something associated with FAU, which is very cool. So I'm
Awesome.
excited
Well, I'm
about that.
excited that we're jumping on live kind
Yeah.
of to share with everybody how last week went. I know that we have a lot of people that are joining right now.
Yes.
So, um, yes, because when we did our very first Unlocked event out here in Miami, we're going to be doing these events every single month. We have one planned for next month in May. But just Michelle, from your experience, how was the event for you?
I personally, I learned a lot. And I think the attendees had
Yeah.
amazing questions. I made a list, our cheat sheet. We had a whiteboard, right? And we asked everybody what they were struggling with or what they wanted to learn. And we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah,
What did you take away
at
from
the
it?
end of the day, there are so many platforms, and I think the important thing is for us to just be present and market ourselves because all of these, for the most part, they're free. And there are some that some agents are just not utilizing to like the best that they can. And there's just so much business out there that can be made by just putting yourself out there through social media.
Absolutely. And I think that's the key is that there's several platforms that any of you can jump on and whichever one you resonate with that you enjoy doing. I think that's a huge piece. Like if it's such a challenge,
Yeah.
find a different platform, you know? I like to do short form video. So I'm getting into a groove where I'm doing my short form videos and I'm repurposing them on YouTube Shorts, which a takeaway that you
Yeah.
gave me was I can remix my long form videos from YouTube into Shorts. And that was such a game changer because I do have a lot of content and yet Shorts are where it's at for me right now. So I'm going back in there and redoing that. And you
Yes,
gave me
I think
some
that's a
great
lot
tips
of
on
things.
that.
Well, that's one of the things that a lot of people don't know that they can just go back in there and might as well just repurpose those long videos. That way you don't feel like you have to be creating new content all the time and you already have something that you can use once again.
I agree. You know, one of the things that I'm trying to do now, and I mentioned it on uh, the 20th, which is when we did it last week, a week ago, was making one day my media day. So, Media Mondays is what I'm calling it, where I'm doing my blog posts, I'm doing some videos, I'm uploading videos that I want on my different platforms and trying to pull it back so that I don't feel so, oh my gosh, I got to do this today and I got to do this tomorrow,
Yeah.
which I tend to do, truth be told. And I think a lot of people do. So I'm trying to rein it in and batch a little bit more, but try not to be worrying about being on these platforms
Exactly. I
24
always
7.
say, it can be very overwhelming if you look at Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and Shorts and Reels and oh my gosh. So I would say pick one or two of these platforms that you can repurpose the same content in and just be consistent with. Because each platform has like a different demographic of people that it attracts. With TikTok, it might be younger.
Right.
With Facebook, it might be older. And then with YouTube, at the end of the day, YouTube is a search engine, so might as well utilize that. But the key is just to get started and be consistent with it. Because the moment that you fall off or you don't post anymore, some people might think that you're not even in the business of real estate. And that's what you do not want happening.
Well, Loida, you are truly an expert and the queen of YouTube. So I just sit back and listen to whatever you say. And, one of the things too, when we asked our attendees what they were struggling with, there was 9 topics that we ended up discussing from content to prepping to editing to apps to what's trending. And some of the things that came up about trends were, and you called it trend surfing, which I love that, which was utilizing the green screen, doing the remix that we just talked about, answering
Mm-hmm.
one specific question. And then you talked about going
Yeah,
incognito. Explain
sometimes
that
we
a
want
little bit.
to get ideas as to what type of content to put out. So I would say go on your internet browser and just incognito mode on YouTube and just type in the search bar kind of like the thought or the type of video that you're thinking about doing and see if someone else has done it. Or what you can do is that, let's say you start with real estate tips or real estate market, you can see what
Mm-hmm.
YouTube kind of feeds into the suggestions because that's what a lot of people are searching. So those are just some of the ideas that you can take to get ideas for creating videos.
Well, that and
Yeah.
leveraging ChatGPT or the AI platforms, like I said, my brain gets a little tired, and so when I need creative titles that need to have some SEO component to it, I'm jumping on and doing a prompt saying the items or topics that I want in my YouTube title, and then asking it to spit out 5 or 6 different titles for me. And then that way I can go,
Yeah,
oh, okay, that might work.
exactly. No,
It's way better than what
when
I
I
can think
started
of.
YouTube way back in 2015, we didn't have ChatGPT. All the videos that I created were just kind of like off the top of my head type of thing, like,
Right?
okay, I'm going to do this. Let's see how it goes. But now, we have ChatGPT, which makes it so much easier for people to be able to create content. You
Yeah.
plug in some ideas, some keywords. Hey, can you give me some video ideas using keywords, using, I don't know, real estate market update or whatever. And it gives you so many things that I've done it. And when I read them, I'm like, man, these are really good. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't be creating
Yeah,
videos.
they're really, they're so good. And here's the thing. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
why I've been able to do Media Mondays the last 2 Mondays, because I'm not like having to take all my creative
Yeah.
energy to write something. I'm like, oh, this is great. We have discussed when our next event is going to be, and that right now we're technically looking at May 23rd. Could change. Going to be the same kind of format where it's a lunch and learn, 11:30 to 2. We came up with a topic that we think y'all will like and is very timely, which is unlocking your brand potential, attracting more sellers
Yes.
to your real estate business. I don't know about you, but that's always something I'm
Absolutely.
trying to
Working
figure
with
out.
sellers, that's my favorite.
Yeah, it's the best. And I have to say, we have a virtual conference as of this recording called Real X, and our president Sharon Srivatsa was talking about this yesterday, and Jimmy Macklin was on talking specifically
Mhm.
about listings and how important it is to really get those listings, and that the opportunity is there. Plus, I always
Absolutely.
say you have more control when you list, right? Because you truly have a contract. That's why I like talking about niches. And we're going to dive a little bit into how to have a niche, how to list, and how to build that brand so that you're attracting sellers to you versus chasing, chasing,
Yes.
chasing,
And you
chasing,
have more control of your time.
That is
Yes.
huge for me. I love having my time. Like, I like not having to work Saturday and
Yeah.
Sundays
Hmm.
all the time, personally. Now, some people like that. That's okay. I just, 20 years into this business, I'm like,
Yeah.
I
And
kind of like my
even when I
Sundays
got
off.
into real estate, I knew that there were buyer agents, listing agents, but I knew that I wanted to focus on the listings because from the little that I knew back then, I'm like, okay, it looks like these people call the shots at the end of the day. So let me go
Yeah.
and try to get some listings. So I personally went after the for sale by owners and
Yep.
the expireds because if I can control going
Yep.
after sellers, then I'm going to do whatever it takes. And that's those are the type of lead sources that I got very good at, which a lot of agents don't like going after because
Yep.
we get a lot of objections. But even recently, I posted a reel on my Instagram, a day in the life of a buyer's agent, and I got so many
Oh, that was
comments
so
from other
funny.
agents, and there was one specifically. She said, I showed a buyer like 60 homes in 2 weeks. We got under contract, And then she had a dream that that was not the house, and they canceled. And you know, the reel they did, it's funny, but at the same time, it's the reality of the things that we see when we're working with buyers.
Yeah. Well, you're right though, because
Yeah.
really, and in all seriousness, I have a dream, or my dad doesn't like it, or my best friends don't think it's like for me, and they can't understand why I want to buy something. Don't I want to just travel? So, but the dream, that's a real
Yeah.
conversation. I've heard that one before. I don't know. I had a dream. Actually, like I had a nightmare.
Yes, yes, no. And I think at the end of the day, it also comes down to having a
Hmm.
conversation with your buyer, if you're a buyer's agent, even before you get under contract, and just telling them, look, now that we're starting this process, you're going to feel all type of ways. You're going to probably dream about it. But it's completely normal. Don't think that, you know, this is the wrong decision type of thing.
Well, yeah, it's like when you buy a red
Yeah.
car and then all you see is red cars. So you're going to subliminally think about your purchase and the buying process, and especially if it's
Hmm.
a new first-time home buyer, and that's an opportunity, that's a great niche. But you and I are on the same page. When I really shifted in 2012 to work with probate and seniors that downsize, that was the game changer. And I
Yeah,
still work with buyers, but my focus
absolutely.
is always on the listing side. So we're going to be talking about how to brand yourself and how to do that attraction and help you breathe a little bit. Because when you have the listings,
Yeah.
you breathe a
Yes,
little bit, in
yes.
my opinion.
And I know someone asked if these events were just going to be in Miami. So it's not just going to be in Miami. We're going to do them throughout South Florida. So I know that we're looking at Boca for the next one in May. If you want more information,
Yep.
you can just reach
Yep.
out to us, send us a DM, and let us know that you want to participate or attend. That way we can keep you in the loop of when these events are happening, because we're going to be doing them every single month, different topics, a lot of things that you can apply to your business immediately.
Yep, we're going to be moving them from Miami to Fort Lauderdale to Boca to West Palm. So really in the Tri-County area, and you never know, maybe we'll do something in the
Yes.
Florida Keys.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
I'm game. I love my Key Largo life. So yeah, we could always do something there. So we're just trying to add some value to our agent friends in the industry in South Florida. We give you a free lunch. It's usually pretty good. This last one
Yeah.
was pub subs. Who doesn't love a pub sub? We have some great agent partners here that we really like working with. So yeah, please DM us and we'll get you on the list and we'll make sure you're in the loop. And if you know of anybody that also wants to come, make sure you tag us, have them follow us and we'll do the same thing. But we just want to jump on for a few minutes today and say, hey, it went great. Thanks for everybody who came last week. We had a packed house, great conversations and great questions. I have to give a shout out to some of my Clubhouse friends who came. Gotta love the support that you get from your friends, and
That was
some who I have
awesome.
not met in person yet, surprisingly. And yeah, and you had some
Yes.
friends come all the
Yes.
way
You know,
from Orlando.
it's always awesome to see people
Fantastic.
just come out and support and really want to participate in these events.
Yep. So the next one's going to be here in Boca. DM us. Stay tuned. It's going to be that week right before Memorial Day. We're going to try and push it on that Tuesday so it doesn't impede in anybody's vacation plans. And we will see you
Bye.
very soon. Bye. Hi, friends. Michele B. here. Are you ready to take your real estate career to the next level? Are you looking for a better way to build your real estate pipeline? I know I was way back after the housing market crashed. The Probate Real Estate Bootcamp is the answer. Join me and learn how to tap into this lucrative probate market and close more deals. The bootcamp will provide you with the tools and knowledge you need to succeed in this niche market. Don't miss out. Sign up now at probaterealestatebootcamp.com and let's take your real estate career to the next level together. That's all for today's episode of the Real Estate Reinvention Podcast. I hope you found today's discussion informative and valuable. Remember, in this industry, the key to success is constantly learning, growing, and adapting to the market. I hope this podcast will be a valuable resource for you in your journey to reinvent, reinvigorate, and elevate your real estate career.
Make sure to check out the website, realestatereinvention.com, my Instagram channel at the Michele B, any of the socials that I'm on, and subscribe to the newsletter for more tips and strategies. And please don't forget to share this podcast with your friends and colleagues in the industry. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next episode.